just come back from having 2 investigations back to back in Wilmington, North Carolina. And actually, I don't know, I can't really consider them full investigations. I kind of want to go with like dipping our toes in the sand of investigations, dipping our toes in the water near the sand of our investigations, if that makes any sense. Because like, you know, the first one that we did, which is what we're going to discuss in this episode, was with a paranormal like tour group. What would you call them? Paranormal tour group, right? Yeah. So they're alleged experienced paranormal investigators. They're haunted rooms. I'm sure you've heard of them. It's an easy way to get into a haunted location without having to, you know, break the bank. I think our tickets were what, like $130, $150 a piece.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we got on the USS Battleship North Carolina with them, and they did the whole thing, like the tour of the boat. We did the we're going to walk with you and do your investigation. And we'll get into how it all went down. That's kind of the purpose of this show, is to kind of talk about our experience and doing another paranormal tour like that, and the free roam and how it kind of works. And it is a little weird since we've been doing paranormal investigations now for like, I don't know, too long to even count.
It's like 15 or 17 years. We said we couldn't really figure it out when it was, but I think it's like when my youngest was a toddler is when we started up, and we had to do a lot of public tours at first because I mean, we just weren't even thinking about renting a whole place out or what that would cost. So yeah, I mean, we did a handful of public tours. I want to say, I think technically Ashmore would probably have been our last public tour that we ever did.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Nope, I am wrong, because Sedamsville was after that, because we met that guy there, and then Sedamsville, whichever.
You're absolutely right. You're right. Yep. The guy that said we should go to Sedamsville, which scared the shit out of me, but also was a really weird public investigation on its own.
And maybe that's what turned us off from ever doing public investigations again. Now we have teamed up with other groups and gone places, you know, but that's different because, you know, there's a better understanding of how the night will go. The space is your own, and we're working with people that we respect and they respect us. So that we're going to keep, you know, we know how to keep quiet, you know, not to contaminate each other type thing. But
exactly. Also, now that we are our own very seasoned paranormal investigators, we really don't need that hand holding. And so I understand that with the haunted rooms, it is more for the people who don't have equipment, who just kind of want to see, is there anything there? We've heard the stories. What do you have to show us? It's like being on the set of a TV show. That's what the haunted rooms kind of was. Meanwhile, Wendy and I are fully loaded with our bags, equipment in check, in tow, and we're ready to go. And then we can't, because all of these other people are there. They paid money too to kind of line up, go through the ship, and try to see it room by room by room. So, and that's kind of what we want to talk you through. We're going to go through the USS Battleship North Carolina, how it worked with our haunted rooms tour, and then to the free roam that we got, and then maybe just discuss a little bit of our evidence, maybe just a teeny tiny piece, because we have not had the opportunity to really review all of our stuff from our Halloween weekend extravaganza.
Right. We've only been back for like a week, 4 days, however you want to look at it. So with real life on top of this, we haven't had time to do anything but kind of clip like the major moments that we knew about. You know, there might be some stuff hidden in between there, but we haven't had a chance to watch any of that. But did you make any clips from when we had to be with like the big tour group? Because I did.
I haven't clipped them, but I do have recordings. Unfortunately, I mean, I can have them ready for the next time we talk about this. It's just that they're so dark, because I didn't have my camera out at that moment when they said, okay, so let me back up just a little bit. When we got on the ship and they had us sign your life away because you could fall down some terrible holes and kill yourself, and they don't want to be responsible or liable. They give you a wristband and they say, okay, you're in team green. And Wendy and I are like, oh shit, how many people are in team green? And I think at the, I guess when they kind of got us all lined up, they had about 6 maybe of the investigators for the night, and maybe about 10 or 15 people per group. Does that seem about right? There was a lot of people. Now it is a big ass ship, but tiny corridors, and the spaces that you had to, you had to kind of walk through with everybody kind of follow in line. There was no room for EVPs on this ship whatsoever. I mean, you would have been lucky anyways, because it's a boat that's in the water and it's moving, it's shifting, and there's echoes in the hallway. But now you throw in 200 people, forget it.
I think it was like 50 people, but it felt like
I'm counting the spirits. I don't know about you.
Okay. I get where you're going. Yeah, that's a lot of voices. It's a lot of voices for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So maybe not two, maybe closer to 50 people, maybe 10 people per group. So we had one guy that we followed down to not like the bakery, but it was connected to the
it's the mess hall.
Is it the mess hall? Because we kind of went through this loop. Okay, so we went to the mess hall first. It was our green guy, and he jumps right into it. He's like, I'm going to pull out the, shoot, I'm losing my train of thought. What was it? Was it the spirit box?
No, he had a dead bell. The first guy had a dead bell, and he had an echo box or something.
Yeah,
it's one of those that say yes or no.
Right. Yeah. So he had kind of both. So the dead bell would ding, 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 and do its thing. And then he would get a yes or a no off of this other device. I don't even know what it's called, but it's cool. That's neat. I like it. When he would get close enough to the bell would ring. And so Wendy and I are thinking, oh my God, is this, because we have one for our team. Is this going to be a problem? Does it go off? Is his phone setting it off? Kind of like K2, is it sensitive? Does he perhaps have a magnet? Is he, making a show of it because he's got a whole group? I don't know. And I'm not going to say that haunted rooms would do anything like that, but this is our first time with them, so we don't really know what to expect until we put our hands on our equipment ourselves and try it out. We really don't know. And the dead bell was brand new to us too. This was our first time using it. So I do have some recording of that. I don't have it to share tonight on this episode, unfortunately. And when I do share it, it's going to be blackness. You'll just have to listen to it because there was no lights other than, I think, headlamps that people were, kind of wearing for it to be in the dark in the boat. But yeah, so we get down there. This is our first run of the minutes, and he starts asking questions. He does start getting responses, but other people would jump in and start asking questions, and I don't feel like they were really responding to anybody else. I felt like it only was responding to him, and that's another reason why I was kind of like, is it him when he gets close to the dead bell? Is it just reacting?
Well, look, I'm going to I have no problem telling anybody, I don't trust you. I don't know you. I don't trust you. So this is why you investigate with people that you have become comfortable with.
Yeah.
And you get to know, like, I'm not saying they have to be your neighbor or your, high school best friend or anything like that. But we make friends when we go on these types of things, or through social media, you become very friendly. You watch how they investigate. You feel comfortable investigating with them. We don't know these people at all. I don't even know their name because I don't know if they even introduced themselves properly.
They did not.
I video recorded during some of that, but I clipped out. I just like, it can all go in the trash because I don't trust any of it. Yeah. If you asked a question or you were interacting with it, I kept that part of the video and that's it because I'm obsessed with you. but them, no. And that's nothing against them. It's always going to be that way. I don't know you. I don't trust you. And that's just the way it is in the paranormal. We don't know if he had a magnet in his pocket and whatnot. And the whole thing about the lights, let me talk about that for a second. Every room that we went into, it seemed like it was not said, but everybody wanted complete darkness. And I'm
Yeah.
like, is nobody recording any of this? We need
No.
some kind of light. Like,
Yeah.
I thought our big cameras would be, even though it's, infrared, it would still put off some kind of light. And then when we had our cell phones, that requires like an actual light.
Yeah.
And I just thought I was always going to be blinding people. So I just
Yeah.
kind of like gave up on recording a lot of the time. But there wasn't nothing like amazing that happened anyways.
No, no. And it honestly, I think it added to the, what's the word? Total confusion of the boat itself, like the layout, just going through it for the first time in darkness. Like we were totally confused and disoriented. That was what I was trying to say earlier. We knew exactly where one part of the ship was, but damn it, by the end of the night, we couldn't find it. Like it was a labyrinth all of a sudden. We were walking down all of these corridors looking for one room we thought was there. But one thing I wanted to point out, what we should do, Wendy, anytime if we decide to do this again with, it doesn't have to be haunted rooms, but any other kind of public investigation. She's like, no, wait, I got a great idea.
It's not happening. It's
We
not
should have,
happening.
they make us sign our lives away. We should make them sign their lives away to us. So we're like, okay, you're Billy Bob, you're Joanna, you're Janice. Like, I know your names now because they did not introduce themselves at all. They didn't.
No, it was very poorly organized too. So I realized that in haunted rooms operates in different cities all over the state. So you could be dealing with a different group every time, and you might deal with somebody. I could go work for them, and I would want to be very organized and whatnot, So that's nothing against the company as a whole, but the people that we were with, disorganized, and that really threw off the first couple of hours of our evening because we were stuck with them.
Yeah. We were, and I don't think there was other people that had taken that tour before. Remember, we were sitting at a table, and it seemed like they were kind of put off a little bit by the way it was handled too. Like that girl, she said, "I've done this before. It was haunted rooms, but not these people." Like she said it like, I don't know them.
I'm not with them.
Right. But one thing, so when they were introducing themselves, or if they had, they just jumped right to letting the night watchmen kind of introduce themselves and tell their stories. So they were way more of an important piece of being there than the actual investigators. I'm sorry to say that, but the investigators, they were basically just our babysitters. They were you can go to this area now. And then I'll jump to the next part of why this investigation was so bad. So again, unorganized. They didn't time anything properly. So our group, the green group, kept getting dragged away too soon. We'd have somebody come busting in while we're in the middle of an investigation. And again, it's not like everyone needs to be quiet. We're sitting around doing a seance. I mean, we're kind of walking around these areas and feeling it out and trying to pull out pieces of equipment and whatever, but they would yoink you out of this room or part of the ship so that you can stand and wait somewhere else while another group is finishing up with their session. And that's not right. Why? Let us at least stay in this room a little while longer. Otherwise, when we did a video while we were just waiting on the top of the boat, they wouldn't even let us go and investigate anything. They're like, stay right here, don't move. Like, we paid money to be on this boat and you guys are just like, don't do anything. Come on.
Yeah, they were like, wait here for 10 minutes. And then somebody came back up and was like, 10 more minutes, which I don't think in total it was 20 minutes that we were there. But we were with somebody that sold themselves as an investigator. So why don't you pull the group together and say, let's try to get some EVPs, not EVPs, but like, he had to have some device. We have crap on our phones, like apps and stuff. Like he could have done something. I feel worse for the people that were there just for a show, basically, and just to have an experience, because some of that time they were just standing around doing nothing. And they could have been entertained had the investigators been more, I don't know, into it. They didn't even seem like they wanted to be there.
It seemed like I feel like they would have really enjoyed themselves more and maybe would have gotten into it if the paranormal just presented itself. Like you just walked in and the ghost was like, well, hi guys. I think that's kind of more what they were looking for than to actually make everyone feel like they were part of an investigation, which is kind of sad. On the top part of the boat where we had stood for maybe close to 20 minutes, there are some paranormal stories. There's activity that happens up there. I mean, if you watch other people's videos on YouTube, they will tell you there's activity to be had out on the top of the boat. So, you know, that you're right, Wendy. I mean, they could have used that to their advantage. Pull out your phone, do something, but no, they were just like, stay here. And they were kind of like pissy about it, which is also like, okay, well, let's do a silly fucking video. Or just stand in here.
Don't give us no free time.
Right.
We're about to be silly as fuck.
That's right. We were about to find our way into some shit on the boat. If you're gonna disappear and not keep your eyes on watch what Wendy and Chris gets themselves into. But so anyways, we finally were led back into the room. And I can't remember, was this when break time happened? Did we have break time at that point?
Yeah, after the torpedo room, which I don't have any recording of it, and it'll be pitch dark even if we do. But when we were down there, there were noises that were happening, like little knocks and stuff. And the night watchman, Fred, that we were with, he said that he had never heard those sounds down here before, and that we were too far away from like other people for it to be them. I mean, right. I guess it could be the ship, but he's on the ship all the time. And he even said it sounded weird. Mm-hmm. But it was after that we went back up to the main room, and it was like, I don't know, 45-minute break is what it felt like. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, we're only on this boat for like 5 or 6 hours or something. Like, y'all really need to break for that long at 10 o'clock at night? What are we doing? There's no coffee here.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like Wendy and I had C4s, and we would get coffee fueled. Like, again, we're seasoned paranormal investigators. We're ready to rock and roll. But going back to what Wendy had just mentioned, the torpedo room. So this is an area that is off limits to daytime tours. You cannot get down there. And this is where a lot of the paranormal activity is said to happen because of the deaths that occurred in that room. They've named it the torpedo room, but it was actually like the showers. It's where a torpedo hit the ship, and eventually several people lost their lives because of that collision. So when you're down there, and we were lucky enough to have the night watchman, Fred, with us. We knew Fred and Dennis, and somehow Fred's name got turned into Frank, and it's probably because of how he was introduced in a weird way. So when you do watch our videos, you'll hear us talking about Frank. We mean Fred. We totally mean Fred.
Yes, they're one and the same.
They're one and the same. Fred Frank. But I do have video from us being down there. I've videoed that entire time. So you'll get to see that later on. I don't have it for this. Sorry, guys. I don't have it for this episode. But you will get to see what Wendy's talking about. And I apologize to anybody that ends up watching that might have been on our tour, because I filmed y'all the whole time. Y'all are front and center on that. You're just going to see your faces and the looks you're making when you are hearing the weird taps and noises. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, so I appreciated the fact that when we got down to the torpedo room with Fred, because he's the guy, like Wendy said, that's on the ship all the time. So he's going to be the one that gives you the dirt, right? So at some point, we have to go back upstairs to, I don't remember at this point if it was before the break or after the break, but they wanted to do a seance out on the top part of the boat. Again, a haunted part of the boat, but they wanted to do it with every single person, everybody. And just march your asses on out to the front of the boat, and we're all going to sit down and do a seance. And like Wendy's like, I don't want to do it, and I don't want to do it. I mean, no offense to all the people, but I just felt like it was a waste of our time. And I felt more like it'd be a better use of our time if we went inside and talked to Dennis and Fred and like hear some of their stories about what's happening on the boat. Maybe they could give us more of the dirt, right? And I felt like they did. I felt like it was a good use of our time because we got to know them a little bit better. Dennis was a musician from Maine. He moved to North Carolina. Fred didn't want to tell us about his stories until he saw that Dennis was getting all the attention. Then Fred came over and he started giving us all the details. And he's like, look, girls, you want to see some shit? Let's go. He started taking us out. Oh, right as he said that, that's when they came in and said, free roam. And they like dispersed. So all of the people that were there that had paid money just went wherever the fuck they wanted. And I don't know if Wendy brought this up later on. if the haunted rooms people, if that was their time to split skis and they got the hell out of Dodge, we never saw them again.
No, we did hear. I remember I told you the two young ones were coming by in the hallway. She lost her shoe or something
That's right. I
when
do remember
we
that.
were, yeah, when
That's
we were
right.
in the surgery room. So they were there. But the reason Chris is saying that is because at the end of the night, when we we're like, oh, it's like 3 minutes till 2, and it ended at 2. So we're like, we better start getting out of here. You know, we don't even know for sure how to get out of here. And then we make our way. We see that they've started turning on the lights and stuff. And so we're like, oh, yeah, it's closing time for sure. We get up to the main room and there's nobody there. Like, we saw Dennis as we were making our way back. He didn't even say anything to us because I think he was going to see if anybody was left on the ship.
Yeah.
But we got back to the main room and not shit was in there. Like, tables and chairs were kind of put up. Our drinks had been thrown away. Luckily, my water bottle wasn't thrown away though, like a real aluminum water bottle. And we walked ourselves off the boat. Not a single person checked us out or told us how to get out of the building properly or anything. But yeah, we just found our way to the parking lot where there were only like 2 cars left, and the sheriff waiting on escorting us out.
Basically, yeah, that was it. It was a, don't let the door slam you on the way out kind of a feeling. It was like, wow.
It was, and it's not like we like them, so we don't need them to like give us kiss and hug goodbye or anything, you know? So that's fine. It's shitty they threw our drinks away because there was nothing wrong with them. And it wasn't 2:00. So why would you start throwing people's stuff away? You know, they're somewhere in the boat still. And it's also weird that they took no liability for making sure that all of the people on their tour were off of that ship.
Right.
They were just like, you got this, Dennis and Fred, right? Like, because you've been running this pretty much without us anyways.
Yeah, it was kind of crummy. It felt like at some point they let Dennis and Fred take over. And mind you, these are volunteer night watchmen. They weren't part of haunted rooms. They were there to kind of, I guess, lock up and then do their thing at night. But they stole the show for me because they were able to give us stories. They were able to kind of take us to where the legit hot spots were. At least they were for them. Poor Fred. And I hope he gets his huff and paint. No, I'm just kidding. He gets the huff and paint.
So this is the thing. Fred took us to all the spots where he had heard of activity happening or where he had personally had experienced something. Yeah. And it wasn't, I think, until we were like driving back to our hotel that we're like, you know, every time Fred saw something or felt something, he was using metal cleaner, like stainless steel cleaner. And he was somewhere enclosed in the ship cleaning metal. And I said, oh, poor Fred. He's high on fumes.
So there's a possibility that his stories might have been exasperated by the cleaning polish that he was using.
And that's not his fault. Like, no. I don't think he even put 2 and 2 together.
Right.
Yeah. And we can't say for sure that that's what it was either.
Right.
But yeah, we did think about it. Mm-hmm. Every time he said he saw something, he was like, I was cleaning these lockers. I was cleaning this sink. I was cleaning this metal up here. And we're like, yeah.
Worse there, huh? But Dennis had a pretty good story for us when we were talking to him. Apparently, he had stayed as the night watchman for a paranormal group that had come on board, and they had rented out the whole ship. So they got the cha-ching. And not okay. So we found out it's like $1,000 to rent the whole boat, which, I mean, okay, it's not that out of the question. This is kind of pricey, but also we're just 2 ladies. This is a big ass ship. Like, if you're going to rent it out for $1,000, I feel like it would be better if we had a group of 10 people. I mean, going in on the cost, sure, that helps, but also so that people could be on different parts of the boat or the ship at different times. It's too big of a place for just 2 people, I think.
Yeah, you had made the comment that if it was just the 2 of us, the ghosts would constantly just be like, ugh. Oh,
yeah, they'd shift to the other side.
They would just go to the other side. And so we'd just be chasing them all night. Hey, come talk to us. Like, yeah, they would have way too many spots to hide. And so we'd never catch up with them.
They absolutely. And as Wendy and I found out, or felt anyways, by the end of the night, when lights were coming back on and the tour was over, or the night was coming close to an end, but it wasn't like completely over, it felt like the energy just zapped, like died, like, for lack of a better word. But like, there were things happening and our equipment was going off, but after a certain time, when it got quiet, like, it got quiet. It felt like Wendy had suggested that the energy being raised by the amount of people coming through there was actually giving the energy to the spirits to interact or do their thing. And it made sense because it completely quit. It completely quit. And when there were so many people running around, it felt like a playground. Like, there were so many people just up and down stairs and through halls. The bells were going off, the EMF, the REM pod, different spirit boxes. Like, you could hear things happening all over the place. Like, either the spirits couldn't get away from us because there was too many of us, or they were definitely using that amount of energy to come through. Yeah. So I do have a little video. It's a little wonky because I filmed it with my phone. Yay me, good ghost hunting things that I do. But I was trying to use my phone a lot, and we'll talk about it in a little bit when we tried to go live for the first time. But I do have a video that I can share little clips of, because I was just talking about the bell ringing and all of that.
Oh, hello.
Is it working?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you just pass by the dead bell?
So I flipped my screen around to look at it the long way.
You can ring it again.
It was already filming
Please feel free. I didn't mean to startle you.
So that's why it's just like this for just a second. But you see where the REM pod is? And there's the dead bell. The dead bell's close to the stairs. There we go.
Have you been following Rachel? If you have, could you ding one of the bells or touch the REM pod?
Rachel's this lady over here. She felt that she had a spirit following her.
Do you still feel it following you?
No, my thing's not going off anymore. I was walking this room. It was in there.
So you were following Rachel? Can you ring the bell twice for a yes? One more.
So the bell, I feel like at the end, we do have a little bit of actual interchange of communication. But for a good stretch of this video, the bell is just going off, and it starts to
Are you a
really
different spirit? Are you a different sailor?
Yeah, and I'm asking questions. See, nothing's happening. It's not giving me anything.
Yes.
And
yes. 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 Are we? Is that your? That's my REM pod. REM pod?
Yeah.
Okay.
and your REM pod starts going off.
Can you set the REM pod and the bell off at the same time?
I set my EMF off.
It's like it's moving that way. Yeah. It just got warmer over here. I'm getting the tingles in my leg again. Ah! Was that you giving Wendy the tingles in her leg?
He went back over here and I left.
So you don't see any, okay, so she's over here, Wendy and I are on this side, and there are people moving around underneath us. So you don't really see the amount of people that we're talking about. But we had a feeling that maybe there were like a spirit or an entity or something, or maybe multiple sailors or seamen that were there. What is it called when it's
residual?
Thank you. Like like residual energy is coming up this flight of stairs, because all of a sudden, like, the bell just kind of,
Please ring the bell twice.
Not answering questions. It's just going off.
Yeah, that woman, Rachel, she has a K2 in her hand that I believe the ghost room people have allowed her to borrow.
Yeah, it beat for a second.
Here.
And
I mean, I can stay here if you want to keep talking to him.
Did you move it right on top of him?
I threw it off because I kicked it.
But like, it is so.
Do you want to still talk to him since he's following me?
All right, so this time I'm kind of wanting her, I want to test what's happening. So I tell her to go ahead and continue on with your walkthrough. I want to see if the spirit stays with us or what happens. And a little time goes by where really nothing happens. We kind of continue to interact. And then all of a sudden the bell starts ringing again. And lo and behold, Rachel is like right up underneath us.
Yeah.
So like it was either her. I'm getting the K2 meter out. This is where we're trying some more stuff. Let me move.
Yeah.
The interesting thing was at some point, see, there it is.
Ordinary.
This is crazy.
What's going on?
What are you answering, sir?
Can you please stop that?
I am walking by again.
You are.
Yeah, she is. That was her doing.
And the bell has been going bananas just now. I
I
mean,
heard it. Yeah, I was right underneath it. What's going on?
So it's either her
See, I'm going
or
down some things
that
to
residual.
okay.
But Wendy and I are kind of like, is this bell just full of shit? Like, what are you doing? So we're trying to get some other equipment to give us some answers to.
Leave the bell
And
alone, please.
look, she
And let
moved the REM pod right
let
there in
us-
front of the stairs.
Tell us that you're there.
So, and she moved the bell back to where the REM pod was, right? So we're going to see now.
Yes. Leave the bell alone, please, and let the REM pod let us tell us that you're there.
Are there seamen coming up and down the stairs? Would this be your normal path to the rec area?
Thank you. Look, it works. It works so good.
That's okay, thank you. Could you back away from that so we can ask another question?
And I'm such a geek. Like I talk to our equipment like they're toddlers. Look at you.
Well, no, it's supposed to be a spirit interacting with it. So we're talking to the spirit. I have video from this same situation,
Okay.
and I have a longer one if you want to see that. I don't know how different it really is, except for kind of just more of all of that.
More. Give me more. I thought that was yeah, go ahead if you want to share it. I think that it's a real interesting part of our night. And this was free roam. I felt like maybe Rachel did have something to do with it because it was interacting while she was around. But then I also felt like there was residual energy. But again, I feel like it was only happening because there was so many people in that area just giving the energy off.
Yes, but so I don't know if you remember, and so my clip is kind of broken up, but when Fred was walking us through, he walked us to that hallway, and you and I both.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Weird feeling back here.
Go back there.
Right here, taps.
And it was like instantaneous. You walked into that space and it just kind of like hit me. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. Or there's a weird feeling right here. And then he tells us that, I'll let him tell you. This is Fred, everybody. Our best friend.
My best friend.
You're wrong here. One night watchman said he was with them and that fellow named Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah. They saw a shadow go down these steps.
They
right
saw
here.
a shadow.
Saw a shadow. And
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the way?
Yeah. So then we ended our kind of guided tour with Fred, and I wanted to go back to those stairs right away to see if that feeling was still there, or like try to figure out why it was happening. And then, of course, we didn't know how to get there, but you found it.
This is just that room, right?
And when we went during the day, like we didn't even know that room back there was like the whole haircut, like salon for the boat or whatever. Didn't even know that it was right back there.
That was cool. And the stuff that they said about how they would get different haircuts depending on what, like, squad, platoon, something, one of those that they were in.
Oh, well, it just sucks that we didn't know that, because maybe they'd been running up there to get a sweet haircut and we could have asked them that. Like,
right. So this is a very, like, I mean, let me see if you can get a better view of it. I'm not a great cameraman for sure, but you'll see these are two sets of stairs.
And I didn't know about the rush that you got.
To go down to the same area, but that must mean that it was such a busy area that they put in like an up and a down or whatever. The like rec room kind of area,
Mhm.
or even a place where you can get food or buy stuff, was right there to our left. And then the barbershop was right there. Laundry was right below us. So
Yeah.
like a very busy communal like space, I would think.
It was. It confused me too, because when we were up there filming that, when Rachel was up there, she's like, I'll
Uh-huh.
just go down these stairs. And then she was like, oh, actually, I'll take these other stairs. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, I didn't even realize that. I just was so turned around.
And this is Rachel, y'all.
Hi, Rachel.
But
Yeah,
she
no, continue on.
was told that some spirit must be following her
Yeah.
because it kept going off.
If nothing else happens, we'll have to let you know.
Okay.
Follow you.
All right.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
All right.
it did go off a little bit, I feel like, after Rachel left, but it was like almost immediately after she left. And then
Yeah.
it just like really cranked back up when she came back.
So if you're still here, if you're making the light on the K2 meter go off right now, can you please ring the bell again?
Look at those camera skills.
You know.
You're just going to have to find that K2 yourself.
It's there somewhere, I promise.
Meter go off. On the rim pod, it's red light on the top of the receiving antenna. That is cool. That is very cool. Yes, I do like the bell. Trust me, I really do like it. But I'm just to test the theory of what's going on here. Could you make this one go off? We got it. You can make it. Okay, so then please go make the REM pod go off. So let's just touch this one. Over here with the red light. I think there's a small red light on that one too, but I'm talking about that one.
I don't think that we could get it to go off in that spot.
It went off like one time, and it was a real tiny blip.
Yeah.
You know?
And so I think Rachel had come back up, but then you had suggested, let's switch them and see if the REM pod will go off. That's its resetting.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold this bell, it doesn't go off. Oh, because it'll work like this.
The bell will not let you forget that it's in the room.
No, trying to steal the show.
Leave the bell on, please, and let the REM pod tell us that you're there. Are there seamen coming up and down the stairs? Would this be your normal path to the rec area?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then
it worked. It worked so good. That's right. Okay, thank you.
And so I make the joke that this thing's like actually earning its money or whatever, because since I've had it, I've never seen it go off. So
Right.
This was like the first time it was ever going off anywhere.
Yeah.
And that was all very exciting. And I did get the same sense as you were saying, that maybe it was a residual energy from people just spirits coming up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
But there is this extra part where Rachel's back up there and everything's just going nuts.
Mhm.
Do you want me to stay and talk to you?
The bell's going off. Her K2's going off.
Is it the purple hair you like?
Man.
So then we start asking the question, is there something about this hallway?
No, you can't do that.
Like
Yeah.
the electricity, the energy. And this is where whoever she's with, boyfriend, husband, friend, whatever, he's like, oh, yeah, let's do some logic. He got into it after that. And so he started looking for all the electrical boxes.
Yeah.
And he starts pointing them out.
Stay here.
Yep. They're all along that wall.
Yeah, all on that wall. And then he sees them on the
Hey, lady.
other side too.
Come
He's
here.
like, look at that.
Is that like a power box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you were standing right here that whole time. You thought the spirits were.
Well, the bell was
I'll
over
tell
here
you.
by it.
Yeah.
He did that in such a casual way. It made me think of your husband,
I know.
where he's just like, "Hey,
Hey.
dummy."
Come look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally feel that. I remember talking about the fear cage like scenario, but I do want to point out that that bell didn't go off at that hallway for a long time. Like,
Right. Yes, there were definitely times when it wasn't going off. There were times where we thought that it could be shut off, like,
yeah,
you know, when we asked it or when she walked away or something. And then the whole thing about the energy, when Fred, and help us out, guys, like anybody watching this that has an opinion on it or knows a bit more about it, please tell us how this works, because I'm not saying definitively, nope, it's ghosts because of this. But when Fred took us back there and that just hit us, and I know
yeah,
people can be sensitive to EMF. So I walk in, let's say I'm sensitive to it, and I walk in and it's a huge charge of EMF going on, and I'm like, ooh, that, you know, I can feel it in my body and that feels weird. How come when we walked back there, we
right.
didn't
It
have
felt
the
different.
same feeling?
Yep.
Like, where'd it go? Did my body adjust that quickly? I don't know. Maybe.
Is that possible? Yeah. Where are
I
the
mean,
parapsychologists? We need you to weigh in on this. Where are the
and
actual energy people? What are they called?
well, I mean, wouldn't it be? I mean, electricians should know,
Yeah, they
like,
should know.
how that kind of stuff affects your body. They're around it all the time. Do you get accustomed to it and then you adjust? Would it happen that quickly? We were
Yeah.
only in that space for a short amount of time with Fred. We left as soon as we got down to the bottom stairs. We both comment that we didn't feel it anymore,
Mm.
and then we were like, it's just right up there then. And then when we go back to that area, it's not, but the meters are still going nuts and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we did wonder about the old electricity or just the electricity and all the metal in the ship being a conductor of that. But the meters didn't just go off everywhere,
Right.
you know?
That's why. So I wondered, and I said that because again, this is the first time I'm like using the dead bell. Like I haven't had any experience with it at all, not even with anybody else's dead bell. Like this is the first time my hands are on it. So when it started going off on the stairs, on the stairwell, I thought, holy, is this what it does when the battery's draining? Like, does it just bing, 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 bing? Like it wouldn't stop. I'm like, I don't know what's actually happening. And then we turned it on again in like the haunted bathroom area, which is not like, you can't, like, there's no doors, you can't sit in there and keep yourself in there by yourself. Like it's an open pass-through area. It was doing the same thing, bing, 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 bing. I have a video of that too. Actually, no, that is when we did our live video on Instagram. The bell was just nonstop. Wendy ended up having to turn the shit off because she's like, is there something happening, or is it, is it dying? We don't really know what's going on with this piece of equipment. So that is a video you can see on our Instagram. Just go through our page. It's one of the most recent videos on there. It's like 10 minutes long, maybe longer. I don't remember. It was a long night.
I have some video from that as well. Because I was recording, but let me talk real, if we're talking shit about haunted rooms, real quick, let me talk shit about, I don't know. I don't even know what you could call it. It's not me even trying to be cheap, but, so before we went on this, before we went to these investigations, it had been like almost a full year or a little over since we had investigated. So kind of like every time we're going to get together, I look at my not my evidence, but my equipment. And I'm like, okay, what do I not love anymore? What do I feel like I need? What do I feel like I don't need to pack? What do I feel like I need to add to? I don't have or didn't have any kind of camcorder that you could attach a mic to. And I was thinking that, you have a really hard time hearing Chris or something. Not me, not with my loud ass mouth, right? All up in the camera. But I have a really hard time hearing Chris. So I wanted a camera that I could get a mic with. And it has to be night vision, right? And I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, but I got 2 cheap cameras and I wasn't happy with them. So I said, all right, give me a Sony. And I ordered a Sony. And guess what? That bitch didn't have night vision.
Night vision.
I said, since when is Sony selling $900 cameras with no night vision? Like, I thought that was their thing. I go to Best Buy. No camcorders. You better just get a GoPro and get out of here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I looked at reviews and they say that GoPros have the ability to do night recording, but then in the reviews, people say it's real grainy and stuff. So I'm like, well, I don't want that. And then also we record for like a really long time and everything. So
Yeah.
I stuck with one of my cheap cameras and like mid cheap. Like I'll just tell you, it's $200. So it was about a little over $200. I buy this camera. I'm just going to show it to you. You'll see
To the Vanna
everywhere.
White.
Yes.
Behind door number. Oh, that's not Vanna.
This thing is so hard to close. Like this is where you would like hook up your mic thing, and it is so hard to close. This whole thing feels flimsy, but it's probably because it could like flip. Oh, I almost flipped it the wrong way. Just break it right here. But the mic that came with it, garbage.
Mm-hmm.
The mic that I hooked up to it, that I bought separate, first off, you have to have one that has its own battery source. I've learned and found out that you can't use one that uses the camera's battery. The camera will be like, I don't like that.
Yep.
So you have to use one of these, or you can use one of those like individual mics that you would wear. I used this and I tested it in this house. I went around recording my family. Talk to me. Tell me something. I listened to it. It sounded fine. I've watched these videos. I hate them. The audio sounds like garbage. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why, when I test it at my house, is it a totally different experience when we're actually like real in the shit doing it? And then it's like, I don't know. Also, these are not action cams for sure.
Yeah.
So all of this, recording, bleh. I mean, like you'll see all of mine is like, oh my God, I'm gonna make everyone sick watching this. If I keep this camera, I think the only way I can use it is to set it the fuck down, on a tripod.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to have those individual mics on. And that's the only way. Like, also, I bought a little bitty IR light. Look how smart it is.
It's so cute. Petite.
I think it did okay. But if you'll see from some of my videos, at times it's still kind of dark. And I mean, but like maybe one more of these and it would be just fine. But I was disappointed in my whole setup.
Well, I think you should clip all of that and put it on Amazon as your review. This influencer says, do not buy. This is garbage. But I will just tag onto that. So Wendy also had mentioned how most ghost hunters are not even using night vision anymore. And this is why. Because you get a camcorder, there's no real good, you can't put it on a rig so that it doesn't like wobble and weeble. It's every movement, it's gonna be that motion sickness kind of camcorder home video, that you get. And if you get something like GoPro that's got the night vision on it, well, it's going to be grainy as fuck. And by the way, GoPro batteries in 30 minutes and they're gone and you're onto the next battery and you're onto the next battery. So that's why everyone is using a gimbal and their phone and an actual light when they're ghost hunting right now, instead of what we're still trying to do, the shadow people, you always see them when you use the night vision, or you have to have your eyes adjusted in such a way so that you're only staring at the screen, because if you look up, it's complete darkness. If you do it in the light, I mean, I don't know, it kind of takes away from us old gals that like old school ghost hunting. So, I mean, it's one or the other. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to go full night vision, or you're going to have to just go with the gimbal and full light.
And if I'm completely wrong, like, I mean, there has to be cameras out there, still some Sony, still some Canons that can do night vision, but like, I'm having a hard time finding them. And I'm not one that likes to shop on like eBay and stuff. If I'm going to upgrade, I want to upgrade to something new so that I can have it for another, like my Sony that I've had for 15 years. No, it is not great, but it does much better with movement Yeah. It just, you can't hook a mic up to it, and the
Right.
pixels aren't, they're not 4K or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where the night vision cameras are out there. So if people could help, because this one is not, I do not like it. The actual like visual of it isn't that bad with an extra light or two, but you cannot move around. And that's what we do. We're always on the move. So I don't know
Always.
how to handle that.
Well,
But
I did not bring my camera for show and tell, but I also did the same thing. I did upgrade my gear for our new paranormal investigations because my old night vision camera does not have an external mic, and it is also starting to make a weird noise while it's recording. You can't hear it with your own ears until you go back and watch the video, and then you hear a clicking that keeps happening that gets louder. So it's like, okay, it's an old camera. It's time for me to move on. So I did upgrade. I got a better, like a night vision camera that has the ability to connect a mic, but the mic on mine was also garbage. And I made every attempt to make it quiet, but the problem that I have with mine is that I have to put it on a rig so that I can put a night vision light on and have the mic on, and my night vision has a battery pack. So I have all of these things that I have to juggle. I can't just put it all on top of this tiny little camera. So I have it, like a camera rig. The mic, I bought like a little gimbal for the mic so that it would flex and not pick up as much noise from the rig, but you still hear a lot of it. So when you're watching my videos, you're going to hear like a weird it's not EVP. It is just the me shifting around or me walking upstairs. It makes a weird noise every single time.
yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. We have another investigation coming up very soon.
Mhm.
And I'm just like racking my brain of trying to figure out how I want to operate this. Like,
We go full light.
I mean, maybe. And then like, it's not like our phones are cheap. So they really should be doing a good job. And maybe that's just where we're at. But I hate it. It's hard to give up night vision. You're just so used to that.
Yeah.
But I do see other people just using regular lights and cameras,
And it's not like we haven't caught things with our regular cameras before.
or
We've
during
got-
the day or whatever. Yeah.
We've gotten good pictures with just our camera, our Sony or our Canon, like actual photography, like cameras.
Right.
Our cell phones. What was the weird picture that I got from Old Elks Lives? That was my cell phone.
Right. Yeah,
it
was.
How many pictures have we actually gotten with our like darkness? I mean, besides the thing at James J. Eldred that I haven't shared yet, but the thing that's pointing at somebody in the background, it was dark, but I just used my regular Canon at that point in time. Not a point and shoot, just your DSLR. I mean, maybe it's time we cut the cord, Wendy. We move on.
Got to get out of the green light, which this one's like black and white, right? But let me play you a little bit from what we got or what I got so far from the whole bathroom, the haunted bathroom.
Okay.
Share this, and here's our good old friend
Right here.
Fred.
December 10th of 22, I was right in here. I was the only one on the ship that night. And I told you, like I cleaned a lot of stuff
Yeah,
down
yeah.
here. I was down here and like coming from the urinal to the shower, I could see a shower on the floor, like from here all up. So it's like somebody was behind me
Right.
going across like that. It was around 2:30 in the morning.
You saw the upper torso, is that what you're saying?
So I went down there, looked, make sure there's nobody that way. And I looked back this way. The blowers weren't on at the time, so it's too cold. Only thing we had was the heaters that click on and off, and they weren't running at the time because during cycles. But yeah, you talking about having the hair on my arm? That's
So was it like a shadow? Or could you see any
He said it was
features?
no,
like a
it's like a
shadow.
shower on the floor.
Yeah, just like a shadow.
Like it's going to go across like that.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I heard that there's a shadow man that gave my new friend Frank. Yeah, Frank.
And I agree.
I'm scared.
Yep.
I said I was going live on TikTok and YouTube, but TikTok said no. So here we are.
That's the actual video.
Yeah. So as soon as we start the video, the dead bell was going off, but we had like just set it down too. So, I mean, it just started going off right away. And so we were real concerned that it was the internet that was doing it. It's in front of this door here. And you see about how far away we are from it. So I don't know. Is that still too close being on the internet and whatnot for the dead bell? It just constantly went off. So we were like, let's see what else we can do here. Now the REM pod is also on the floor to Chris's left, and it's just not going off or anything.
Yeah, nothing's happening with it.
I wonder if that actually has something to do with
Yeah. So this place is full of metal. It's a boat, a battleship, and
investigation.
That was
That's the REM
only
pod going
because
off, probably because I just got too close to it. So I'm going to
Right.
scoot back. I think maybe being live is interfering. Or maybe not. This is a room where shadow figures have been reportedly seen. Upper torso.
could you step away from the REM pod, please, so we can ask a question? Could you step away from it just for a moment? Please, just a little bit more. Just step back. By the way, thanks for joining.
It's like someone's sitting there, like just touching it, touching.
Yeah, that's what's so weird is it wasn't going off. You started on live and it still wasn't going off. And then I tell you to get close to it to see like at what point will it set off.
Barrier.
And you're like practically on top of it. Like you're so close to it and then it goes off. And then as you step away with your phone and everything, it's like it held that energy or something. But occasionally we're able to say, can you stop it? And it'll stop, but then it'll start up like kind of sporadically.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, I think at this moment we ask a few questions because I asked him, do you know who Frank is?
Oh, that was that's right. Yeah.
And it doesn't go off. And I'm like, oh, now I know. It's because that's not his name. So
yeah, the spirit's like, no.
They're like, who the fuck is Frank?
Yeah, there's no Frank.
But I don't know. Well, maybe this happens right now and we can watch that.
I'm just trying to make sure that it is you. So if you could please step away from it one more time. Thank you. So we just came down here with Frank, who works on the ship, and he said he was cleaning this beautiful sink one night, and he saw a shadow figure.
That's not the stink, by the way.
You know, like Frank is when you light up 2 lights.
But that's one of those things. My eyes are in one place and the camera's in another.
If you know who Frank is, would you like 2 lights up if you know who Frank is?
I don't know. Maybe if we got the name right, maybe it would have. Maybe it would have.
Don't know who Frank is. I don't know if you just don't know his name or if you've never seen him before. Maybe.
I don't know his name.
Do you know who Dennis is? Can you light up 2 lights if you know who Dennis is?
Oh, it did.
Oh, nice, thank you.
Yeah.
We were interacting with someone. They know Dennis was.
Yeah. I love that it did the beep beep like it's supposed to when you ask a question.
Yeah.
But then we ask if they know who Dale is, the guy that wrote the book.
Danny.
And
Did we say Dale?
I
Did
don't
we get his name wrong too?
I think.
Stories.
Let's see.
You like him? That's cool because Dennis stays on the ship sometime. So, do you know who Thomas, right? Thomas? Who wrote the book?
Oh, Danny.
Do you know who Danny is? Or did you know Danny? He doesn't come to work here anymore. You don't know who Danny is? Okay. Are you still here with us? Can you light the lights up? Like just 1 light to let us know you're here? Okay, I was going to say, did I offend you?
Yeah.
With Danny? He was a slob, I heard that. Do you like love the ship? Nice guy, but
Did we have a
his
group with
friends
us at
and
that
say
time? It
she
sounded like
kind
there were
of
other people laughing.
No, that was just us. I mean, there were plenty of people that were kind of walking on that
Around,
other
yeah.
doorway. Yeah. But I don't, and you could tell people were kind of stopping to watch our meters go off. But at this point, I don't recall anybody being over there.
Okay.
And I would think that if they were watching what was going on, they would have came over to this doorway. So
I think some people were interested, but also some people didn't want to enter. Like it was free roam. So they were just like, I don't know if I should, everyone, all the people that paid to be on there were super polite, very friendly people. So I think that they were just, if we didn't say, hey, get your ass in here, something's happening, then they weren't gonna.
Right. And the meters, we were always putting them right in the doorway and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we didn't do that on purpose. I think a lot of spirits like come and go that way. So
no, that's true.
I did keep putting them in like people's way. But there was a hallway right there in front of this door, and it went around to that other hallway in front of the other door. So yeah, you would see a lot of movement from other people, but I don't think they were setting our meters off. So then we asked if whoever is setting this meter off, if they're the same shadow figure that Fred saw, and it said yes, it went off. Mm-hmm. And then we tried moving the meter. I'm trying to speed up so you don't have to watch all the motion sickness moments, but I feel like we moved it in front of the door. And this is where we had the dead bell before. Yeah. And
there's the sink Wendy was talking about too.
Yes. You can see the REM pod isn't reacting the same way that the dead bell was.
Right.
So I don't know what that's about.
Right.
So I zeroed it out. Let me adjust.
Yeah, we were confused about the dead bell, but having gotten to use it again at another location, I feel like it's sensitive, but I think it does respond.
Yeah, I definitely think that, at times when we thought it was crapping out on us or it wasn't working anymore. No, I don't think that was the case because we did not understand the low battery. Like here it starts going nuts and we think, oh, maybe the battery is dead and it's just going to go nuts when it's like that. But then at the other location, it was a different story. It wasn't going off at all. And we're like, maybe it's dead.
Right.
But it was not dead.
Right. Until it went off. Right. Yeah.
Right. So I adjust the range on this and then it does start going off. You put a K2 next to it.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. The K2 is also going off. It's not answering any questions for us. It's just wildly going off. So we have no control over what's happening.
Yeah.
And
we kind of near the door.
Yeah, there's definitely people over there watching what's happening at this point.
Yeah, but maybe the spirit, like you put it in the doorway for the intention of the spirits that were walking through. So maybe that's why it wasn't responding to any questions. Maybe that activity was happening, that energy flow, like you thought was going to happen, was actually happening at that time.
Yeah, but we can't really control it, so we gave up and we moved on to a different spot. And then the only other time that the REM pods or dead bell are doing anything is when towards the end of the night. And for people that don't like meters, we don't 100% believe everything about these meters as well. We understand how sensitive they can be. But in this situation with 50 people on a boat, this was our only way that we could try to communicate with them. Yeah. Nothing else was going to work. We weren't going to get EVPs. We could take pictures and we did take pictures. But even then you have to be be careful because it could have been somebody way in the background, Yeah. You've got to think about those things. But playing with these meters was about the only way that we could know whether we were actually interacting or not.
Yeah, we couldn't do smoke signals or anything while we're on the boat either. So again, as far as evidence goes, when we do get to review our evidence, no EVPs, no shadow people. It's going to be clips just like this where we're fucking around with our evidence. I mean, not our meters and stuff, excuse me.
Which is fun though for us because a lot of the times we towed all these meters. Well, your dead bell was new, but the lantern isn't, the REM pod isn't. And these were like kind of the first times that we were actually getting to see them do something.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. But let me just show this last little video. Again, it's just us testing these, meters out. Again, we're in the sick bay. It's towards the end of the night. There isn't really a whole lot of people on the
I
boat.
did practice with this at home. And I mean, you would think in my home with all the computers and everything that it would have been going off just like this.
Right.
And it didn't do anything. I'm like, great, I got another.
I really thought I had another dud piece of
But
equipment
here it
because
is
it didn't do
on
anything
the
here.
boat, and it won't stop.
And then, so there is a power cord right here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just constantly going off. We move it to the table. It still just keeps going off. So off of the metal bed and onto this, like, I want to say wooden table, but maybe it was metal too.
No,
But
I don't remember.
and then I don't know at what point we're just in there, that REM pod, that ghost
This thing
lamp.
is nuts.
It's nuts. It is.
I think he broke his brain. Hey, kid. Yeah, I have heard that. Maybe the batteries need some charged to be tended to. I have a bed available over here where you see this red light. And then over there where you see that other red light, that bigger bed. Did you hear like a squeak on the floor
Yeah.
or what? Huh?
I did. I heard the kind of like a shuffle.
Because my shoes are noisy on the floor, right?
Yeah, but it was.
So you had heard a sound in that little area.
Yeah.
And you had heard my shoes all night long. So you said it wasn't the shoes. And then also the REM pod goes off. I wish I could just find the moment, not make you watch, like just to kind of dead air. But there's at some point you hear a noise in the hallway. I think I heard it too. And then the REM pod does a little beep. Nothing crazy, but
It's just like, yeah, I'm still here, guys.
it wasn't. But it is like a, settle of the ship type creaky noise.
Oh, okay.
I think it's this moment.
Is that my jacket? No, something made a noise back here. Yeah, it did sound like it came from that direction. A person sneezing, coughing.
Yeah, and all those cardboard cutouts are on this ship too, so that's going to make other pictures just terrible.
Yeah, those creepy ass cardboard. They're like flat little white things with bendy hands and stuff in some spots. They were crazy. But
Big
yeah,
hats and shadows.
yeah, and that's it. Beep beep.
There it is. Yep.
That's all we get after hearing that little noise that I thought was my coat for a second that I'm wearing, that it's scratchy. And then the REM pod goes off and we have a ghost lantern. And so I'm like, hey, if this is really somebody, set the ghost lantern off, and it never went off. And it was getting late. So, it was time to like check out some other areas before we were donezos. But
yeah, that's pretty much when we got lost in one of the hallways trying to get back to, I think we were trying to get to the chapel or the bakery. We ended up getting to an area near there, but it was pretty clear at that time, like the boat was getting kind of empty. Like there was like, it really got quiet. And it almost felt at one point that we were the only two like on that part of the boat, which was weird. Like, because there were so many people there that night, you never felt like you were the only ones in a particular area. There's a video that I posted on YouTube, and it's not a haunted video. It's basically, I think I mentioned it earlier, but just us testing the equipment in like the sick bay. Like, what is going on with this equipment? Is it going to start going off again? And I go out into the hallway and I startle myself because there's people, like legit people just sitting there like listening to us doing the ghost hunt. And I freak out because there's more people there, as if I didn't know all along there were people all over the place.
Oh, and the night guards, they tried scaring people a couple of times. That was annoying. They did not do it to us, really, though.
No.
But some guest did it at one point in time. We were walking through the mess hall, and they were at like the tables over here, and then they just made a noise.
Yeah.
But
Jumping And they're proud of their jump scares too. They'll tell you, oh, I got this one guy. Like, I mean, that's all they get to look forward to, right? Is paranormal groups or scaring people because they're the night guys. What else?
Yeah.
What else is there to entertain them?
Just sniff cleaner and then fuck with paranormal investigators. I mean,
That's right.
yeah, I don't blame them at all. But it was cool. It was a cool experience. It was a reminder of why we don't do Publix. And though I don't regret going because Fred and Dennis were amazing.
They were.
Some of the people we interacted with in the public group were super cool. And yeah, it was the chance to test out our equipment and our new contraptions and find out they're garbage.
So I'd like to say, like at the beginning of this episode, I talked about how like seasoned and professional we are because we've been doing this for so long. But it's so funny because we were total noobs to certain things, like being on a boat for a paranormal tour and getting back into doing it with like a tour. It just all felt so new and weird, even though it was also familiar. But at the same time, we were introduced to the internet and we tried to do a live video for the first time. So we were new to that. And no, we failed at that. I failed at that because I found this way that you could connect Instagram and Facebook and TikTok all at the same time with Restream. And we were going to go live and it was going to shoot it out to all of these different social medias. And it was completely black. So if you were part of that live and you saw us come on live and I'm talking to myself and then I just shut it down, it's because I didn't think it was working. I thought it was not working. And then of course I got a notification from YouTube later on. It was like, your video's ready to watch. I'm like, oh, that stinks. So then I tried to go just live with TikTok, and then TikTok wanted my blood sample. They wanted my firstborn. It was like unreal. Like I got all the notifications from TikTok. Hey, you got 1,000 followers. You can go live, and you need to go live because you're, social media, blah blah blah. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I got you, TikTok. We are doing it. Don't worry. And I try to go live, and it's like, yeah, are you really how old you say you are? Get your face in this little circle, and we're on a boat. It's pitch black. The only light that I have is the red light that I'm wearing around and it wouldn't take my face. And then it's like, no, why don't you just upload your credit card information? So I tried to do that, and it's like, no, I still don't believe you. So live with TikTok. With all of this, it wanted my identification, it wanted my social security, whatever. We just went live finally with Instagram, and it worked, no problems. Instagram didn't need to have me sign a contract or anything to go live. So that video is finally there. I guess it'll be on Instagram until I decide to download it and put it somewhere else. But it's basically what you just saw with what Wendy put out here on YouTube. So you do have your choice of seeing it here or there anyway. But again, all I'm saying is you can still be new to this gig, no matter how like seasoned you feel like you are. There's always going to be some new, like the new equipment. Wendy and I both got thinking this is going to be the shit, and it was shit, just not the shit.
Right. But to the about the live stuff, though, I will also say we've never done it before because when we investigate, we're like so in it. Like we have like a game plan. We're like each room, this room, we're going to these cameras, these tricks that we're going to try that like we don't really think like, oh my God, let's get on our socials and show everybody what we're doing. We are with our cameras and this is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. But then we take forever to get evidence out. So our new plan was like, oh, we should do live so people can see what we're doing sooner and be more involved in what's happening right now and be more present.
Right. So how badass would it be to be live and to get a spirit voice or to have that one? I mean, so that's like our hope. That's the ideal situation. But how many times you go to a ghost hunt or a paranormal event and they act on command?
No, never. Not this place either. I think I think it's a residual energy is what I would go with.
Yeah.
I do. People think they get intelligent responses, and I guess sometimes we thought we were even communicating with them through the meters. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's residual until we break through that wall or something.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a good experience. It was a lot of good practice,
Yeah.
We would definitely have a follow-up video about this location specifically once we go through all our evidence for sure. But it may just be all the same stuff you just saw, because I don't know how much more we're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
But we're going to, fingers crossed, there's an amazing photo out there, a really cool, it could be an EVP. They could talk right into the little microphone.
Yes. I did actually have my digital recorder on while we were there. So if it felt the need to get right up on it and whisper and say that it was a ghost so that we know for sure it wasn't one of the other people on the tour with us, or Dennis
Sure.
or Fred just trying to fuck with us, basically like, hey, I know she's recording. I see the red light. I don't know. It was an awesome experience. I love the ship. I've been wanting to do a ship for a really long time. There's a lot of history there. And, I took a tour on the USS Salem, and it's been a lot of years, but there was just a nut that was kind of thrown at me, like a bolt. It was just thrown, it landed on my shoe. And like, that was like the, oh my God moment. Like I need to do a boat so bad. So this was our first time. I'm sure it won't be the last, but it will probably be the last with a tour group of this type. Like maybe if we can get some of our friends together, some other paranormal groups out there that are on the socials that are constantly hitting us up, like maybe we can all get together and do our own thing in different parts of a ship like that, so that it would be a little bit more organized and we'll have a better understanding of where people are. So if we do EVP sessions, or if we do pictures, then we'll know it wasn't, anybody else. But yeah, otherwise, I definitely think that there's something going on the USS Battleship North Carolina. 100%. Yeah.
There's definitely an energy there for sure. So it's worth it for people to check out. Yeah. And maybe even us to do it again one time, another time, just ourselves. Well, not just ourselves. We just talked about that, but yes.
Yes. With different cameras. But yeah, that's all that I guess that I'm going to talk about for now. Visit us on our YouTube channel for updates, more videos as they become available. That's where they're going to go. And of course, I'll always push it out to our social medias. You'll see it on TikTok and Instagram. I don't know, like I posted a video today on TikTok, and TikTok was like, love it, thank you. And then I tried posting on Instagram, and it took me 3 hours to post the same video. And I'm like, okay, Instagram is like, I can't hold any more of your shit. You have met your limit. And then it was like, and don't expect it to go to Facebook either. So maybe check us on TikTok, for YouTube and TikTok first, to see if anything new.
YouTube's never going to kick us off. We have 4,000 videos or something. I don't know, something. It's not that many, but it's a crazy amount of videos. So check us out on YouTube, which is where you should be at right now. Yes. Right. So subscribe and everything, so you get notifications when we load more videos, or find us on TikTok, All right. That's it.
Cool. Thanks.
Bye.